I'm excited about where this church comes from and what we might be able to do for Christ in the future. I mean, this is one of the oldest churches in Northwest Ohio, and it has a rich history of people living beyond themselves for the sake of Christ and the sake of people.
For me, this church is a family away from home. I'm originally from the Pittsburgh area, and I don't have family close. And for us to be able to come here on Sundays and to be able to come here on Wednesday nights and to truly worship with a church family is so important, and that's why we're here.
The people I go to church with are like some of the most important people in my life.
We're a family who has its ups and downs, who cares about one another and tries to lift each other up in great times and in hard times.
Because the church, to me, represents the opportunity to have an extended family that connects you not only to God, but to people who can care for who you are and for what you're going through.
I've been hospitalized a couple of times, and knowing that there was such a large group of friends and people that really I maybe didn't even know that well praying for me, visits from pastors and other people from the church, cards, letters, those kinds of things just meant the world to me.
Everybody's real nice, and like at the first day you could know almost everyone.
As we live in a culture that is so isolated, where people are living more and more independent from one another, we recognize as a church the continued necessity and value of living life together.
We are a welcoming congregation of people. We struggle like any other people do, trying to do our best for Christ and following God's word and plan.
The church is really nice, and wherever you go, everyone just is so nice to you, and they always say hi and stuff, and they're really nice.
I can't imagine this church not being in my life.
You always have an opportunity to share your faith and to grow your faith and to learn from others.
That's the desperate need of our world, I think. We have Facebook and we have Twitter and we have all of these things that are wonderful tools, but we're becoming more and more isolated. I believe Jesus calls us into community together. He calls the healthy and the sick together, and He calls us to understand more and more what it means to call Jesus Lord and to live in that way.
First Presbyterian Church has impacted myself personally when my mom died. The church itself gave support, both mentally and prayerfully. And without First Presbyterian Church, I think that I could have wandered away from the church and God instead of finding and following Him stronger now than I was before.
My wife became ill a little bit more than a year ago, and I cannot tell you how much and how many people reached out to both of us during that difficult period in our lives. And it was just the love that was given to us and Linda. I can't explain it to you. I can tell you how much it means to me, but it was wonderful to the people of this church and the ministers.
It's a nice place to learn about God. We have a great pastor.
Each service has its own charm, its own character, and its own opportunity to both worship powerfully, but also to experience God.
We offer opportunities for old people and young people, and one of the best things that we do, I think, is offer opportunities for people of different generations to get to know each other, to work together on projects, and that's been a very satisfying thing.
Participate, and it'll become pretty clear, I believe, that if it's the right place for you. And if it's not the right place, go to another church. Just don't do nothing.
Please come and give us a chance, introduce yourself, or if you see me, come and sit with me. I would love to introduce you to some of my friends. There's great people at this church.
I want you to come to our church.